Alright, an update on 3.2 ROMs. So now we open up my Childhood 1200 with an 030 with the new A500, A1200.net and keycaps with a new, obviously, metal badge with obviously new lights. So, but obviously inside is still my childhood one with the same drive. So literally we'll open this up, swap the ROMs, which are 3.1.4, and we'll set up the SD card drive to be for 3.2, and yeah, let's go from there. And while I'm in here, I might as well take that out because that was a compact flash adapter on the back, which is no good because I'm using the, and that was no good. Right, let's sort out the floppy first. We'll take that out. I forgot I left that in when it don't work very well because of the length of it. So let's take the floppy out. So, floppy back in. Obviously there's my 1233, but then the main things we're going to change are these. And what did I put in this? 32, fair enough. So we can redo the image on that. We'll see if we can actually image it from a file we can create on Mac to save them to mess, because I've only got this and obviously GoTech, but let's just see if we can do these first to make it easier. So let's undo my chips, sticky stuff. Right, one, two, one, out, down, two. So high and low, but obviously brand new, so obviously the chips are bent, so we'll fix that in a bit. So we'll get those in, so we'll just get rid of this and set these out. And obviously remembering when you put these in, there's always one left at the end. What does absolutely nothing. So you've got to make sure you put them this side. Come on. Get out. There we go. So all pristine, intact, but we now need to put the new ones in. So And there they are. So just to be under no doubt that I've made a complete cock up. Yep, I have done it right. We have 3.2. Right, now the fun begins. Set it up to be a bootable 3.2. Right, this is FS-UAE, and basically I'm Mac based, as you can see. And literally, if you want to make either a PiStorm HDF or a HDF that you can bend to a SD card for a real Amiga for literally the hard drive, I'll take you through setting up a actual multi-partition device and literally bending it to the actual SD card. So what I've done so far is I've created a 3.1. I've added the install to the main floppy and all the other ones on there. On the hard drive's nothing there yet, we'll go through that. I've added 8 meg of RAM, I've set it up as a ROM for 3.2 and an 040 just for that, and I've changed the floppy to turbo just for speed. So now, inside of here we can go to Hdf Creator, and we want to do this one. Yeah, so we'll just do it as a gig for now, just as a testing idea, just so you can see it working. So create that. Chuk, 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 chuk. Done. Right, so now if we go into here and file and go to hard drives and we'll go test and go. So there he's in there. So now we'll start and let it come up. And there he is. So then what you will find is there's no hard drive because it doesn't see anything, and if we go in here and in there, it'll go, I don't know anything, can't see it, can't see nothing. So if we then go into shell, so if we go into HD tools, so obviously that's in there and it shows your HD toolbox. Then if you actually do HD toolbox UAEHF.device and run, it says I found it. So then we can change type, edit type, read config, okie dokie, and it knows it's literally 1 gig. So okay to that, okay to that, save changes, and then we can partition the drive. So we want that really as DH0 and DF1, and that's bootable and that isn't. So obviously you can change the sizes up and down and make it bigger, smaller, or make a large one like I've done with 32 gig ones with a smaller boot partition. So okay to that. Yeah, save the changes again so it's all done, and exit, and then basically if we reboot we'll see it again, but we don't need to put the HD Toolbox UAE HF device anymore. That's done. So we just need to format the drive and install Amiga OS. let it boot up from the floppy. There we go, and there's our two drives now ready to be initialized. So let's format. Workbench, file names, quick formats, go, format, work, no trash can, long file names, format. And there's our two there. So now we'll go through the installation and get OS on it. And there we go, a copy of 3.2 all running. So now if we quit out of that, bring up Etcher so we can literally etch it into what needs to be, so we have him there. So if we then bring up here and just cheat by renaming the end to image instead, we'll just ignore what it really is, move that out of the way, drag that onto there, and it says missing partition table, ignore it, doesn't matter, just continue. Then if I put in a SD card, obviously it'll pop up and ask for, is it thing, just ignore it because it's Amiga based, because it wasn't a brand new one. So select target, obviously overkill but doesn't matter, yeah, and then flash away. It'll ask for your password, and then it flashes away. And then verifies just to make sure all is well. And there it is, successfully mounted, well, successfully bent. So basically that 64 gig now would boot on an Amiga with 3.2 ROMs with an SD obviously to 44 pin IDE, which would then literally just be as was you've seen on there. You obviously can copy more stuff to it, set up more stuff through emulation and make the image bigger, but that's just a rough idea how to set it up. But that works if the file is as is. You can put it onto a PiStorm and use it as a HDF, or you can burn it to a physical actual SD card or CF card for that matter, and it will boot up. Okay, let's go back to where we were. Excuse the rain if you can hear it, because it's literally good old British summer. So basically we have the ROMs now in. As I said, I've put an extension, one of them cheap things from Amazon, through into that bit I took off, so I just unstuck that one because it's stuck on with a pad. Stuck the other one down on there just so I can get access to the card when it's in, because they don't have an issue with length, whereas the IDEs have a bit of a mess about, but it's one of those, I can always reuse these, so it's all good. So yeah, so as I say, we've got the ROMs in there. Obviously it's still got my ACN anyway, so I've installed on, again, FS-UAE, full installation of 3.2, put WHD load on there, copied over loads of tools and bits and pieces which I basically copied over from Coffin OS. So he's all in there, all happy. Then literally we'll boot it up. I'll take you through a quick little demo on the screen over there, and then I'll put it all back together. And then basically, obviously I've got just a basic crappy mouse on my test bench, but in there I copied over benchmarks, demos, games, music, productivity tools. So this is only L30, so That's this speed, and what's this info? If I remember this is from Vampire, so I ignore the beta version thing for theirs. So 040 installation alert requires 040. Do not use it on the 060. We know. So anyway, so speed test. And there we go, that's my ACA, so it shows me that I'm literally faster than most things apart from a 040 4000, but yeah, so it's pretty much cool. So we have that one, and obviously in the tools, obviously again I've copied it straight over, so I've not changed any settings, so it'll come up with the A temp problem. But again, you've got all of the partitions in there, copied all the bits over, and he's happy enough. So now, if I go into, I'll go into demos, won't bother with the rest of it. So if we go into demos, I'm assuming iGame crashes. I've got no, yeah, it crashes. So won't bother with iGame, but I've never really used iGame before. It's nice and pretty, but I've never really used it. So once that updates, I can copy it over for 3.2, and it will just play a demo. I'm assuming it'll moan, yeah. So when you've got a help for the quit for WHD load, just tap it once. If you're one of these people what holds it down, it'll come up with a help straight after, because obviously it's a new feature of 3.2. But everything was all good. The only thing I had to alter was, because I copied everything over from Vampire Coffin installation for the bits, the startup for WHD load has loads of stuff in there for changing the Picasso 96 drivers and network and all that sort of stuff. You just comment it out and it's fine, and it all works. So yeah, so my childhood Amiga now is as modern as it can be, with just the basic games and productivity bits. Nothing catastrophic, because that's all it's there for. Get the kids to play more games and bits and pieces, so it's all good. So yeah, so that's 3.2 on an 030. Obviously I've still got my TF 1260 to set up and do, so obviously we can do that in the same way, show it running demos, etc, because it's all nicely working. So yeah, so let's put this back together quickly and then we'll boot it up. Take it off from my new lights because it's easier, because the 1200.net are very stiff from where the keyboard goes in, which is not a problem. It's great for keeping it in place, but just a bit difficult when you want to lift it up ever so slightly to plug the cable in. So I'll put this one in like so, because I got new ones, so it's on a cable, it's not wired in. And then we will whip that around and put the keyboard back in. Get that cable down the side of the floppy so it's not sitting on that. And it's from centuriontech.eu was the lights. I've got other bits and pieces from there for other bits and pieces, so it's quite good. So using that. back up. With these new cases having the brass inserts, it makes it a lot easier for opening and shutting without having to mess with the plastic more and more and more and more. And obviously you'll notice these are new compared to a rail case, but that's it's not really living off them lugs at the back anymore to click it together, so it stays. And then basically my new Childhood Amiga is now upgraded with 3.2. So let's get it all connected. And there it is. So, alright, flip the switch. Powers up. Hard drive light flash. And there we go, loading away. And there we go. 3.2 is loaded. Let's move the camera around. Zoom in. Thank you for watching the updated 3.2 physical ROMs video in my Childhood Amiga 1200. If you'd like to like, comment, share and subscribe, that would be very helpful. I'm nearly there to 100 subscribers to name my channel, and then the big uphill struggle will be going to the lovely 1,000 and 4,000 hours worth of views to actually get the actual channel finally moving. If you would like to ask any questions or ask for any of the videos, please comment below.